an amphibian. I am an amphibian. I can live in the water, I can live on the land. I am an amphibian. I am an amphibian. My name is Newt. I eat fish and worms. I can walk, I can swim, I can even squirm, because I am an amphibian. I am an amphibian. I can live in the water, I can live on the land. I am an amphibian. I am an amphibian. My name is Frog. I hatched from an egg. I was a tadpole with a head and a tail, and then I grew some legs, because I am an amphibian. I am an amphibian. I can live in the water, I can live on the land. I am an amphibian. I am an amphibian.
The water cycle takes the water and moves it up and down and
Wait, on a hot summer day, you get wet. You know the easiest way to get clean? You get wet. Oh, what goes? Know what happens when you stay out in the rain? You get wet. Water is the stuff. Oh, wet you.
Comes when the heat from the sun warms up all the groundwater, then it turns to water vapor. Condensation takes over, it goes up to the clouds. Water vapor cools down and it changes to a liquid now. Precipitation happens when the drops get big. It falls like rain, snow, sleet, and hail upon
These guys we call whirligigs, right? And they're cool because they have 4 eyes.
Which ones are they?
These ones. And they have 2 eyes underwater and 2 eyes above water. Do you have anything else to add to that?
Sure. Sometimes you can see it. If you look at really carefully as they trap air underneath their wings and they use it and they breathe. And you guys remember what buoyancy is? What does buoyancy do? What does it help the bugs do? Yeah, it helps them float. So that's how these guys can stay on the surface. But then they can
Under the water? That one's under the water.
and then they can swim down and they use that air to breathe, kind of like a scuba tank.
He's underwater.
when the drops get big. It falls like rain, snow, sleet, and hail upon my head. I know it's the water cycle happening again. Evaporation, condensation, precipitation.
the water cycle takes the water and moves it up and down and all around the earth. The water cycle takes the water and moves it up.
We're gonna explain a little bit about the water quality. Basically, all it is different. When you have different animals, different insects, the more variety that you have, the better the water quality is. Just because we need more oxygen. So there's a couple of charts here. If you can find some of the stuff that's on the charts for good water quality, that's a good sign. So I'm gonna see what I can dig up, and then we'll go from there.
Okay, we're gonna stand up because he's gonna put that on the top.
We'll put it in there. Pick up the bugs too.
Yeah, I'm not touching these. I'll tell you guys.
Is there anything in there?
Down and all around the earth. Evaporation comes when the heat from the sun warms up all the groundwater. Then it turns to water vapor. Condensation takes over. It goes up to the clouds. Water vapor cools down and it changes to a liquid now. Precipitation happens when the drops get big.
Let's get someone from this side.
Yeah.
All of the
Mostly inhale upon my head. I know the water cycle happening again. Evaporation, condensation, precipitation. The water cycle takes the water and moves it up and down and all around the earth. The water cycle takes the water and moves it up and down and all around the earth. The water cycle takes the water and moves it up and down and all around the earth. The water cycle.
Anybody else? Everybody knows what a duck sounds like, right? Yeah. How about a goose? Like a Canadian goose? Have you ever seen this bird before? In the lake? Does anybody know how it sounds? How about this summer? We're gonna play a game eventually, and if you look right here, we have 12 bird calls, and we're gonna see how well you can remember birds. So I'm gonna go through this once, and then we can play a little game and see if you guys get it right. So you just heard the Canadian goose. Now we're
Check out where she's at. See who's flying up in the sky. So this is Vixen.
Oh! Let's try to fly away.
And we can tell by looking at Vixen that she is not a falcon. Her body is shaped very differently than Gizmo's. Anybody know what group of bird of prey this one is? What do you think? You're right. This is a hawk. Anybody know what kind of hawk this is?